If you are conscious of colors and have ever tried plugging a MacBook into a random external monitor, you know the struggle. The colors may look off, the text probably isn't as sharp, and the whole experience may just feel wrong. That's because most conventional monitors aren't tuned for the MacBook colors. The BenQ MA320U with a 32-inch 4K display claims to bridge that gap. It not only promises color consistency across MacBooks, but also includes smart software integration and has enough ports to keep your desk clutter-free. But does it actually deliver a seamless Mac experience, or is this just a marketing fluff? In this review, we'll put the MA320U through its paces to find out. And before we talk about the display quality, let's quickly address why you need a special monitor for Apple MacBooks in the first place. Well, most conventional monitors are tuned for sRGB color space, which is fine because most web content is graded for sRGB. Apple MacBooks, on the other hand, adopt a wider display P3 color space. Also, macOS and macOS apps have P3 colors sprinkled throughout, which makes the interface look more vibrant. Display P3 has same primaries as in DCI P3, but with sRGB tone curve. It is supposed to stick to D65 white point, but gradually Apple has shifted towards cooler tones. All applications and content are processed through the ColorSync color management system. When content is marked for sRGB or lacks a profile, macOS defaults to sRGB and then converts it to the display native P3 space. The bottom line is that with MacBooks, your content will look as intended on a properly tuned display P3 screen. What further makes the MA series unique is that BenQ has tuned specific color profiles for all popular MacBook models, and these are automatically applied to make the performance even more precise. The iDevice color sync can also be used for iPhone iPad color simulation, and depending on your workflow, this could make video editing and social media content creation more seamless. Coming to the display quality, this monitor uses an IPS LCD panel. This is a 60Hz display with 16:9 aspect ratio, and BenQ is using a very effective nano matte panel coating on the display. This reduces reflective light and makes the monitor very comfortable for our eyes. To test the display, we use the Spectracal C6 HDR 2000 colorimeter, VideoForge Pro pattern generator, and Calman Ultimate software. The void point is cooler than the standard D65, in line with how the grayscale is tuned on the Apple MacBooks. In our test, we measured a native contrast of 1218:1, which means your black probably won't be as deep as on your MacBook. The tone curve is not strict sRGB or 2.2, and we are assuming it is optimized for the best color consistency with the MacBook Pro M3 Max that we are using. We recorded an sRGB gamut of 100%. P3 gamut, which is essentially what the display is tuned for, comes at around 97%. BT 2020 coverage came in at 77%, which is relevant to HDR. The color volume or color coverage at different luminance levels for display P3 came in at 90% and exceeded our expectations. This monitor also turned out pretty color accurate. We recorded an average delta error of just 2.3 for display P3. Apart from grayscale, the delta error for most colors is less than 2, which means your eyes won't be able to notice the difference. HDR performance is even more impressive. The display tracks the PQ EOTF curve close to reference. This means it can correctly reproduce the range of brightness levels in HDR content. We recorded a peak brightness of 660 nits, which is around 10% brighter than what BenQ advertises. Color accuracy in HDR is also excellent, and we recorded a delta error of just 1.9. The black levels and contrast will probably still be better on your MacBook's native display, so don't expect this monitor to exactly replicate your laptop screen. But all said and done, this is still a pretty impressive and accurate monitor. Another interesting highlight of the monitor is the Display Pilot 2 software. This is a well-designed software that gives easy access to all menu options right from your screen. You can use it to switch inputs or directly control brightness from your MacBook, even from the keyboard. You may also choose to sync brightness and focus mode between your MacBook and MA320 screen. The monitor also includes a suite of eye care features, including Low Blue Light Plus, Brightness Intelligence or BI Gen 2, and Night Owl Protection. If you prefer such tools while working, these are quite effective as they take into consideration both user preference and ambient lighting. Now coming to the design, the MA320U has a minimalistic yet premium look that complements the MacBook well. The most distinct part is the rubber pad on the base, which can be used to safely stash your phone, earbuds or other accessories. The bezels measure 7 mm on the 3 sides and around 1.5 mm at the bottom. The height adjustment stand can be customized for height, tilt and swivel to fit a wide range of user requirements. We like BenQ's approach with the OSD menu, where they have kept only the bare few frequently used options for the joystick. This also makes them faster to access. For other controls, you can of course use the Display Pilot 2 software from the connected MacBook. Connectivity options that Mac users would need have been included. You get 2 USB Type-C ports, with 90 watt and 15 watt power delivery, and you can use these to fast charge your laptop and other accessories. There's also an always on charging option to keep the charging enabled even when the monitor screen is turned off. Apart from these, you get 2 HDMI ports and 2 USB Type A ports. There are 2 3-watt speakers which get loud enough for productivity needs, and the audio quality from the speakers also felt better than what we usually get on monitors. So to sum up our review, the BenQ MA320U delivers on what it promises, which is color consistency with MacBooks and a thoughtful integrated experience. I for one do appreciate all the effort that BenQ has put to get colors right on all popular MacBook models. But of course, you will have to factor in how much you value color consistency and also what your work demands before you decide if you're willing to shell out the high-end price. At the time of writing this review, the monitor is priced at Rs 52,500, which is indeed a little steep. You can of course get a regular monitor calibrated for display P3 space, but if you don't want the hassle, monitors with native display P3 profile options are rare and no cheaper alternative comes to mind. So that concludes our BenQ MA320U review, and if you have more questions regarding the monitor, ask us in the comment section below and we'll be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching. Do subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for the next one.